As moviegoers beheld the spectacle of Godzilla plunging into the fiery depths of Mount Mihara, the climactic scenes of Godzilla 1984, Toho Studios held their breath, hoping for a resounding success. The cinematic endeavor marked the first edition of the Godzilla franchise since 1975, a significant hiatus that required 9 years of perseverance, producer commitment, and unwavering fan demand before it could materialize into a full-fledged production. The financial investment in the venture was substantial, amounting to a staggering 2.5 billion yen, rendering Godzilla 1984 the most expensive Japanese science fiction picture of its time. On the opening day of December 15, 1984, 800,000 people flocked to theaters, setting the stage for a theatrical run that drew between 3.2 and 3.6 million audience members. Final box office earnings tallied an impressive 1.7 billion yen, a commendable achievement, yet falling slightly short of Toho's ambitious 2 billion yen target. Nevertheless, Godzilla had become more than a mere cinematic entity. It evolved into a proven commodity, extending beyond the confines of the Cineplex with merchandise, TV broadcasts, and international licensing that propelled Godzilla into a formidable 3 billion yen business. This was enough to jumpstart talks of a sequel, tentatively titled Godzilla 2. In March 1985, the Godzilla Committee emerged, a group of key Toho figures tasked with developing the sequel and deciphering why Godzilla 84 fell short of the 2 billion yen mark. Delving into box office data and audience demographics, the committee's investigation ultimately hinged on a more straightforward answer: audience reaction to Godzilla 84. The making of Godzilla 84-95 presents a collection of quotes from film critics and attendees, portraying an audience nostalgic not for the somber tone of Godzilla 1954, but for the excitement of post-1954 films like King Kong vs. Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, adventure films brimming with epic monster battles. Producer Tomoyuki Tanaka, who had helped helm the Godzilla franchise since its inception and was a pivotal figure in its current revival, discerned that the key to the Godzilla Committee's quest lay in the collective wisdom of the audience. They would empower the audience to shape the sequel they desired through a nationwide contest. Advertisements heralding the Godzilla Story Contest began gracing Toho-affiliated movie theaters across the nation in April 1985. By June 10th, hopeful storytellers could submit a 40 to 50-page manuscript for a chance to win a substantial prize of 3 million yen and, more importantly, see their imaginative vision brought to life on the silver screen. The eagerly anticipated announcement of the contest's winner was slated for that August. The fervor surrounding the contest was palpable, and fans from every prefecture in Japan enthusiastically penned down their dream Godzilla narratives. Toho was inundated with an unexpected influx of 5,025 entries, each a testament to the boundless creativity of Godzilla fans. Among these submissions was a narrative crafted by then 29-year-old Mutsuki Kagero, a manga artist renowned for his sensual and adult works, but had also produced action and war stories under his birth name, Takashi Narayani. Born in 1956, Kagero had come of age during Japan's first monster boom, a golden era when colossal creatures dominated both the cinematic and television landscapes. His age demographic comprised a significant portion of the Godzilla Story Contest submissions, originating from fans who, like Kagero, had grown up enthralled by the likes of Tsuburaya's Ultra Q, Ultraman, and Ultra 7. However, it was Godzilla who had an unparalleled place in Kagero's heart. Godzilla had a tremendous impact on me when I was a child, Kagero revealed to Tokusatsu Gakita magazine in 2008. But eventually, with the budding of sexual interests, I drifted away from kaiju films. However, the announcement of the contest rekindled Kagero's passion for monster movies, and serendipitously aligned with a significant recent life event. In 1985, my career as an adult novelist was going really well, so I had just mustered the courage to buy an apartment, Kagero said. Due to the low repayment, I was strongly drawn to the prize money of 3 million yen. Mutsuki Kagero's rendition of Godzilla 2 retraces the well-trodden paths and iconic themes of the Showa era, notably incorporating beats from classics such as Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of Astro Monster, and Terror of Mecha Godzilla. The narrative unfolds immediately after the events of Godzilla 1984, where Keiko, a young girl endowed with psychic abilities, mysteriously disappears following an encounter with an enigmatic light. Reporter Hongo receives the news of her disappearance and becomes distraught. Keiko was like a sister to him, the daughter of his mentor, biologist Dr. Nozue. The plot takes an intriguing turn as Hongo stumbles upon a news report detailing the rise of a new Godzilla-worshipping cult. This faction fervently believes that the monster is Earth's savior, destined to restore natural balance by dismantling civilization. Hongo's bewilderment intensifies when he glimpses the cult's charismatic leader, the beautiful priestess Himiko Tenno, who bears an uncanny resemblance to Keiko. Against the backdrop of the shrine erected by the cult at Godzilla's resting place on Mount Mihara, Himiko addresses the news cameras, delivering a foreboding prophecy.
Tomorrow night at 6, Mount Mihara will erupt once again, and the slumbering Godzilla will awaken, she solemnly states. No one can stop Godzilla anymore. Earth will return to nothingness, and the first step towards rebirth will begin.
Undeterred, Hongo resolves to delve into the mystery, embarking on a journey to Oshima Island. There, he reunites with Dr. Nozue, and together they harbor suspicions that Himiko may indeed be a disguised Keiko. Amidst their talk of the ominous Godzilla prophecy, Dr. Nozue ponders the implications. If Himiko is truly his daughter, the looming specter of the monster's resurgence might indeed be imminent. Keiko possesses advanced ESP, Dr. Nozue says to Hongo, revealing that he conducted experiments with an ESP measuring device to map out Keiko's power. The results were astounding, but I held back publishing them. I thought it would be best for Keiko to live the life of an ordinary high school girl. An encounter takes place between the two men and Himiko at the cult's temple atop Mount Mihara. Despite Himiko denying any connection to Keiko, she doubles down on her Godzilla prophecy. And then, the following day at 6 p.m., Himiko's prophecy unfolds with chilling accuracy. Godzilla emerges dramatically from the mouth of Mount Mihara, triggering a harrowing naval confrontation between the JSDF and US military forces. Despite their concerted efforts, they fail to thwart Godzilla's advance. As Japan grapples with the shock of Godzilla's sudden reappearance, Himiko issues yet another forewarning.
It is not only Japan that's destroying nature,
She remarks.
Yes, soon America will also be attacked.
Several nights later, against the backdrop of the New York skyline, a shooting star appeared in the corner of the sky. It grew rapidly, and amidst flames in the sky over Manhattan, it began to take on a certain form. It was King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah's rampage unfolds in an eastward trajectory, leaving a trail of devastation that engulfs the United Kingdom and France, while Godzilla wreaks havoc upon Kobe and Osaka in Japan. Amidst the escalating chaos, Hongo, gripped by the belief that Himiko is Keiko exerting psychic control over the monsters, makes his way back to the cult's headquarters. Upon Hongo's arrival at the cult's temple, he is confronted with a startling revelation. The once familiar setting of the cult's temple is now the interior of an otherworldly alien UFO. Himiko, standing amidst extraterrestrial agents, reveals that she is indeed Keiko and is under the mind control of a colossal brain submerged in liquid in the middle of the room.
This brain is our planet's queen,
One of the alien agents declares.
To carry out the invasion of Earth using King Ghidorah, we needed Earth's mightiest monster, Godzilla, as an ally. For that reason, to harness the power of the strongest psychic, our queen controlled Keiko's mind.
Hongo orchestrates a daring escape, liberating Keiko from the clutches of alien mind control by killing the queen, and he and Keiko escape the alien vessel. With Godzilla free of alien influence, Dr. Nozue channels his expertise into developing a device aimed at amplifying Keiko's telekinetic powers. Their collective hope hinges on her telepathically harnessing Godzilla's might to counter the looming threat posed by King Ghidorah. The device is placed in Tokyo Tower, and they gain control over Godzilla. And then, the epic showdown of the century began in the heart of Tokyo. In an epic clash of titans, Godzilla engages in a fierce battle with King Ghidorah, while the alien mothership engages in a high-stakes dogfight with a returning Super X. As the battle unfolds, the aliens attack Tokyo Tower, disrupting the guidance device. surprising twist, Keiko, thought to be recovering, appears atop the nearly destroyed tower to use her powers to help Godzilla. This somehow gives Godzilla the upper hand, and the King of the Monsters sends King Ghidorah into retreat. In the aftermath, Keiko guides Godzilla to the Japan Trench. The beast disappears beneath the waves, as Keiko's abilities then leave her entirely. She reverts to an ordinary girl, smiling as she rests in Hongo's arms. It was a painstaking, meticulous process for Toho Studios to wade through each of the over 5,000 submissions for the Godzilla Story Contest. The huge turnout overwhelmed them so that the initial August deadline could not be met, and the announcement of the results were pushed back. But eventually, the announcement came, and a mere 15 finalists emerged from the extensive pool of entries, with one story, Shinichiro Kobayashi's Godzilla vs. Biollante, clinching the coveted top prize. Among the distinguished finalists, Mutsuki Kagero's Godzilla 2 did not even secure a spot. Looking back now, my face burns with embarrassment. Kagero cringed upon reflecting on his Godzilla 2 entry. I can't believe I thought I'd win with a work like this. Please, laugh at it as an erotic novelist's shame play. While Kagero may have been dissatisfied with his Godzilla 2 submission, many creative ideas that he had tapped into would find themselves manifested both in other contest submissions and later Godzilla works. Other contest entries echoed ideas present in Kagero's story, themes of extraterrestrial threats, manipulation of Godzilla by external forces, and the return of iconic adversaries, perhaps hinting at a collective interest of those themes within the fanbase at the time. As the winning submission, Godzilla vs. Biollante, materialized into screenplay form, intriguingly, elements from Kagero's Godzilla 2, absent in the original Biollante narrative, mysteriously emerged in the final film. Chief among them, the introduction of the formidable Super X2 and the iconic character Miki Sagusa, a young psychic girl who would go on to become a cornerstone of the Heisei Godzilla era. Ghidorah would return in the next sequel, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and decades later, a monster-worshipping cult would become the antagonists of Godzilla the Planet Eater, the conclusion of the Godzilla anime trilogy. It may not be entirely reasonable to directly attribute all of these eventual happenings to Kagero's Godzilla 2 proposal, but its significance lies in its foresight. In its time, it embodied the collective desire first sensed by producer Tomoyuki Tanaka from the project's inception, a yearning for a return to the fantastical fun and thrilling spectacle that defined the Showa Godzilla era, a time of alien invasions and monumental battles waged between formidable foes and the King of the Monsters. In the end, Mutsuki Kagero's unused contribution is not simply a tale of monsters, but a testament to the enduring, timeless magic that Godzilla brought to an entire generation.